I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. This guy is a hidden gem in every sense of the word. He hasn't really featured in any of my videos, even though I got him as a red pick for a while, because he's been mainly used as a super sub, and every time he comes on, he just adds something extra to my team. Like, I don't necessarily bring him on in like champs or anything, not that I'm playing that anymore because the rewards are not quite there. But when I was playing it during Ultimate Team of the Season, I wouldn't bring him on because it just wasn't like a card that I ever thought that could change the game in that way. But since playing a lot more Rivals, and I'm just trying to play for the sake of playing, for enjoyment, and of course for reviewing other cards, but I bring him on primarily as a cam. And he, without me really realizing, changes every single game that I play. We're able to hold the ball a little bit better. We can change direction very, very quickly. The reason for that is because this card is unbelievably well-rounded, and he has some insane stats. He isn't cheap by any stretch of the imagination. You can actually complete that new 91 player moments Marcus Rashford for the price of what you could get this card for, because he's going to cost you between 2 and 230. If you're on PC, brace yourself, he's upwards of 300,000 coins. So he's not a cheap card, but he does offer what most people are looking for in this game, especially in the competitive side of things. That's a 5-star weak foot. He also offers you a 4-star skill move set, high attacking work rate, medium defensive work rate, right-footed 5'10", which is the perfect height for this game. He also has a lean body type. Being Brazilian as well, he does link into a lot of teams. There is a vote for Roberto Firmino. When we get the result of that vote, of course, if he does win, you get a nice soft link to him. If not, then forget I just said that. 93 acceleration, 95 sprint speed means he's going to be very quick. He has 95 agility, 90 balance, 95 ball control, and 93 dribbling. His composure and reactions aren't great. 85 and 86 means that, yeah, unfortunately not fantastic. With a Maestro Chem style, you don't get that composure boost, but you do get the reactions up to 91. The other thing you get, of course, is a few other 99 stats. So short passing goes to 99. The free kicks go to 95. There may or may not be evidence of that in the review. I'm not sure, because I'm just going to go back through. I will record a few new games, but I will go back through and pick out some of the clips that I got from him just coming on as a sub, and me not really necessarily realizing that how well he's doing, because he's one of those players that does a really good job, but half the time you just don't really. He's not one of like, oh, let's get the ball to Cesinha. He's one of those hidden talent, hidden gem type players whereby he'll do a job for you, he'll get loads of goals and assists, and you won't even realize he's done it. You know, 92 vision in there as well, but the shooting is where he really comes into his own. 99 positioning, 99 shot power, 99 long shots, 90 volleys, and 93 finishing with the Maestro Chem style. His physicals are very good as well. 85 strength, 90 stamina, and 87 jumping. He's got really good heading, but not that that ever comes into play. Although I have actually been scoring a lot of headers recently, which is really strange. They're really weird headers as well. They're like, I come to the edge of the area, dink it back into the penalty area, and there's always someone just underneath the ball to sort of loop it up and over the top of the keeper. Anyway, with that being said, if Cesinha played in the Bundesliga, the Premier League, French League, any of the top 5 leagues, he would be worth 600k every day of the week, because he is unbelievably well suited to the meta of this game. He has that 5-star weak foot, which a lot of people will look for. And of course, he has that low center of gravity with being 5'10", and of course that pace as well. Now, there are definitely some negatives to speak of course. The aggression's a little bit on the low side, that's not ideal, and his passing can be a little bit problematic. That's one of the reasons why the Maestro Chem style for me was a chem style that I wanted to apply, because we really wanted to get that sort of that short passing up to 99 and that vision. Now, even with that boost, does turn him into a 96 rated cam, by the way, which is unbelievably impressive. But even with that Maestro Chem style, you can still now and again feel that the passing isn't like as good as you'd like it to be. Still good. And something that not a lot of people take into consideration as well, especially if you're in quote-unquote bad gameplay. If you're playing FIFA and you notice the game isn't quite as responsive as you'd like it to be, and maybe a few of your passes are going a little bit wayward. Something that you would never consider. Maybe you will consider it or have done it in the past, and now you're going to say, I do that all the time. But change your camera angle. And I know it sounds really stupid, but it won't fix the problem, but it'll make passing a little bit more accurate. So what I mean by that is most people will play either co-op or some form of zoomed out camera angle, because obviously you want to be able to see as much of the pitch as you can. Now, whereas that is good, and seeing all the pitch is very handy for cutting off passing lanes, especially down the outside, what I've recently done is I still use the co-op camera angle, but I zoom in pretty much as I can using co-op. So I go into custom settings, put it onto co-op, zoom in as much as I can, and I put the height to 0. And what that does, it still gives you a very wide sort of field to look at. So you've got an awful lot of peripheral vision, if you will, so you can still see runs and such. You have cut off a large portion of the pitch. I won't lie to you, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but what it does is it makes your passes a little bit more accurate. So when you're using someone like Cesinha, who doesn't have the best passing without a chem style aid, you can get an awful lot out of him by changing the camera angle. Now, you don't have to wait for bad gameplay. I play this camera angle all the time anyway, so I think it's like 20 for zoom, and I think it's 0 height, and it's a co-op camera angle. And like I said, what that does is it brings you in close enough so that when you move with your stick, if you imagine it, like I wish I could just show you, but it's really difficult to sort of explain what I mean. But if you're playing co-op and you're zoomed out, if you move it like left or like the stick to pass, you like aiming direction left or right, because you're so far zoomed out, the game is going to sometimes interpret your gesture as maybe too far to the left, too far to the right, because only little movements in a co-op camera angle is going to be a big swing in direction. The closer you are, the more control you have over it. But of course, the closer you are, the less you can see. So you have to find that happy medium. With players like Cesinha, they will definitely benefit from you having a closer camera angle in terms of the passing. I know I went on about that a long time, but that's just a little tip within a tip. So if you watch that section of the video and you've maybe learned something that someone who skipped to the end wouldn't have learned. So there you go, well done, I'm proud of you. Now, what is he not good at besides the passing? To be honest, his composure does come under maybe scrutiny every now and again, and I do question whether it's composure, me, the game, whatever. You know, we go through this all the time, so just take that with a pinch of salt. The only real way to improve that, of course, is to give him a sniper. I feel like that's a wasted chem style because his finishing is good enough anyway. You don't care about the penalties and the volleys, and then you don't get to improve that passing, which needs boosting. You need to improve that passing as much as you can. Now, of course, there are other chem styles which give 99 vision, with like the artist, for example. I would stick with a maestro though, so that you can bump up the long shots and the shot power. He is an unbelievably good card. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't come with many traits. Power free kick is the only trait that he has. He doesn't need outside the foot shot trait because he's got that 5-star weak foot, which is invaluable in this game. I am a big fan of that. And of course, his pace is very, very good as well. The links are not bad. You know, being Brazilian, you can link him into a lot of teams. I wouldn't worry too much. There aren't any sort of links in the same league, unfortunately, so that's a bit of a problem. I think later today, if you're watching this on the 24th, he could actually get himself an inform, which is quite funny. I think the inform would be maybe 82, 84 rated, somewhere in that region. I'm kind of hoping EA boost informs a little bit more than what they normally do, because everything's going to be behind the curve big time otherwise, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. This card's very good. In a cam roll in particular, does the work rate affect him? Not really. I do like to have high work rates on my cam, I won't lie to you. I know a lot of people won't do that, and a lot of people will tell their cam to stay forward or get into the box or whatever it may be. I don't. I just leave them instructionless in a 4-2-3-1. And I was mainly bringing him on as a sub, but toward the back end, maybe played 2 or 3 games with him in the starting 11. You can play with him in the starting 11, makes no difference, or you can bring him on as a sub. He does change the game, though. He really gets the team going, and of course, using that 5-star weak foot, left or right passing, doesn't make a blind bit of difference. You can go whichever direction you need to. He's very quick when it comes to like drag backs. The reactions didn't really bother me too much. Like I said, I didn't really feel like the composure did too much. Now and again, like you said, you know, it's kind of like did he miss that because of composure? Was it me? Was it the game? I don't know. Like I said, take that with a pinch of salt. This card is very, very good. 100% worth the coins, in my opinion. Just a really, really good card. It is a shame that he doesn't have the league links, but at the same time, that's what keeps his price down. So swings and roundabouts, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's going to do it for the review. Let me know whether you've used him in the comments, and if you have done, let me know if you enjoy him. If you want me to review anyone else in particular from maybe cards in packs right now, Shapeshifters, Foot Birthday, Winter Refresh, any of those, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.